Welcome back to Mass Culture Podcast, episode number 11, with a very special guest.
Jim, Captain Pittsburgh.
Captain Pittsburgh in the house tonight.
Doing all right, how are you?
Good. How about yourself? Good?
Living the dream.
So, let's walk through all this right now. Tell us all about the outfit, how it all came about and stuff.
Sure. Do you want me to go back to the beginning of cosplay for me?
Yeah, let's get into the beginning of it and see how you got into it and then decided to make your own version of, the Captain America and stuff like that and how that goes about.
All right, so I got two boys, and this was 2021. And leading up to that point, they both like costumes, Halloween. They both were really into superheroes, and they kept trying to get me to do something. As a dad, you try to accommodate them as much as you can, but I didn't want to get just a cheap Halloween costume. So I started looking into it a little bit, found a couple online websites, found some Facebook groups for Captain America. I decided on Captain America because he's just the character that I relate to the most. I like the values. I've read his comics growing up and chose him to look for the suit. So started looking into it, found websites that have solid costumes, and then of course you can go into the thousands of dollars if you really want to. And I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to start low to medium and try to figure out where I'm at with that. And then I also signed up with a friend to do a charity event, charity gala that ended up being in Austin, Texas. And the theme was superheroes. So between my boys and then the charity event, I thought this is the perfect time for me to do it. So I got my first Captain America suit for that and wore it the first time at the charity gala. And it was crazy. They support veterans and children with rare medical diseases.
That's real cool.
So I wore it to that, and the kids went bonkers. They loved it, and I got the thrill and the high and all that stuff of being just in that environment, and it was a lot of fun. And at that point, on the plane home, I started looking into just cosplay and other things in the Pittsburgh area that I could try to be a part of. In the process, I found the Pittsburgh Avengers.
Okay.
So they are a cosplay group that focuses just on the MCU Avengers. So if they've been in the MCU so far, it's an open character that they show up to events.
Cosplay and stuff.
Do a cosplay and they'll do charity events. They'll do
appearances and stuff.
Yeah, appearances, and I'm trying to think of what the big one. Stuff-a-Bus. They were really involved with Stuff-a-Bus.
Oh, that's the stuff like Christmas time stuff like that. They toys and whatnot for kids.
96.1 Kiss with Mikey and Big Bob. They do the whole thing. So they got real involved with that, and I got really involved with it, and I loved it. In the process of being involved with the Pittsburgh Avengers, Shannon Rona, who was one of the admins with the Avengers, is friend, or I'm not sure 100% of the relationship, but she knew or was friends with a person in the film industry that was also friends with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
So there was a middleman there. I believe his name was Jimmy Rich. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Shannon was really involved with 3D printing. And she had made a rescue suit, a full rescue suit. But she also made a black and gold Iron Man in memory of Jimmy Rich, who had passed away. So her connection was Jimmy, and his connection was Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man. So she had made a whole black and gold suit. She's Pittsburgh Iron Man. When I was involved with the Avengers, I was trying to branch out because I don't do a whole lot of other characters for cosplay. Like Captain America seems to be my go-to. I'm happy with that. No other characters really land for me as strongly as Captain America. So I started thinking about it, and I just started, like, it was just something clicked in my head, and I was just like, Captain Pittsburgh would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, with Iron Man involved, like, this could be something bigger than this.
Right.
So I remember driving around for a weekend, just everything going on in my head. Lights were going off, gears were turning, and I was like, oh, this would be cool.
Feeling.
Like, it was just a lot of fun.
We've all been there.
So I reached out to Shannon and asked her for, I guess, permission, or at least her blessing, and said, hey, you made Pittsburgh Iron Man. I'm not trying to copy you. I'm not trying to ride your coattails. I just thought that this would be a neat thing to add to the toolbox, basically.
Right.
So she said, yeah, that's fine. No big deal. She doesn't own the black and gold or anything like that. She's like, I like the idea. It's a neat idea. So I took one of the images off the, I don't know if a plug matters, but White Sheep Leather is who makes this suit. So I took the Civil War suit that they have, and photoshopped it. And I'm terrible at Photoshop, so I put it into like Microsoft 3D Paint or whatever, like the generic like paint program, and then just outlined it. And I kept making different drafts and figuring out what color combinations. I mean, I probably had.
So the design is a custom pattern.
This was all me.
I wasn't exactly sure if you'd compare it side by side. I know it's in the vein of a Captain America.
Right,
I wasn't sure if it's exactly. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So
I like the fact that it's its own print.
Yeah, it's a very nice detail in it too. You can see it. Like it's top of the line.
Yeah. So I found. Well, let me back up a little. I found out that White Sheep Leather does custom colors.
Okay.
So they have they have Deadpool and Wolverine and Captain America and Bucky and stuff like that. And then somewhere on the website it said that they do custom colors. So I asked about it, and it was really inexpensive to do custom colors. You still got to pay for the base suit, but they'll just do whatever you want. So then I went through and designed it. I probably have 10 different designs and drafts that I came up with white and gold and just different combinations. And then I couldn't figure out what yellow to use.
Okay.
So I actually went to all the Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and Riverhounds, and looked up on their websites and then on other websites as to what the Pantone color is, the actual code. And then that's what, like, these are all, like, I think this is Steelers, this yellow, and there's different yellows that's for different
representation.
Yeah, for Penguins, and like the dark, like there's a two-tone black here. I think that's the gray. That's a part of the Pirates uniform. And I took their pictures of their uniforms. Yeah. And just tried to design something that would kind of look in the same vein of it, the same esque of it.
Right. So how long has this officially been a character that that's out there?
What are we in? We're in 25 now, so probably 22.
Okay, so
I'd have to look back, but I think it wasn't that. No, maybe it was. Yeah, I guess it was probably 22 or 23.
Now, the first time you put the helmet on, you feel it's like you feel it come alive,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Looking in the mirror.
Put the suit on, yeah, for sure. I got the suit first, and that was actually part of the. So I have a Captain America helmet, but I was really leery about buying an actual Captain America helmet because of the chin strap and all that stuff, and with the beard. It throws the look off, and I'm not a huge fan. Yeah. But with Pittsburgh, I can kind of make it my own thing because it doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, make it your own.
So I reached out to the guy that I bought the helmet from, who makes all the helmets, and said, "Can I just get a shell without the chin strap, without all the other detail work, and have it just be black with a white P on the front?" He said, "Yeah, make it whatever you want."
Yeah, and it was smart making a custom P, not the.
That's and I thought about it. I was like, I could do a penguin or a pirate's P.
No, it's smart.
I don't want to be locked into one brand.
You get some letter of cease and desist.
Exactly.
So my background is I do a lot of Photoshop stuff too. So and I've dealt with like custom orders for other people. So I know like that fine line of like stuff you can't use and can use. And it's funny because like the pettiest thing, like I remember one time I designed a birthday cake for somebody and it had wrestling characters on it, and they would not print the cake, even though it's a one-time use.
Right.
Yeah, like
you're gonna eat the cake too.
One-time use.
You're gonna frame it or
sell
it.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Freeze it for the rest of your life, and then what?
Right.
Like I don't know, but yeah, it's really cool. As far as your background with Comic Cons, like how far do you go back with those?
Honestly, I haven't done anything. 2021 is when all this started.
I switched
for some reason. There's just something that clicked,
Yeah.
I never. If I did go to any of them, it was very minimal. It may have been
Really?
a one-off here or there in years previous. But once I found out about the cosplay community and just how
Evolved.
big
Yeah,
and
yeah.
vast it is.
Yeah.
I mean, even just locally, but just
Nationally.
internationally,
Internationally, yeah.
It's crazy. And then I started looking up. I didn't know anything about Three Rivers Comic Con or what's the
Steel City Con.
Steel City
Ryan
Con.
would know all of them.
yeah, there's one in Altoona. That's Sci-Fi
Pittsburgh.
Valley
Oh
Con.
yeah, I've heard about that one.
Erie has one. Like
Yeah.
locally, like summertime is full con season.
Yeah, it's almost every weekend there's a different convention going on somewhere.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
It's great. There are like convention tours that go around from city to city. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like,
some of them
like,
tour, and then some
yeah,
of them
it
are just
almost
regional.
Fan
You'll-
Expo,
yeah.
I think, is what bounces around.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
We started going to Monster Mania in 2003.
Oh, okay.
And that,
okay.
the first one we ever went to was in New Jersey. I went because he was going, and it was one of the. But yeah, 2003. So we go back pretty far now with going to cons. Like, yeah. Like now it's like just part of it. We've seen the evolve. Like we discussed this on the last show that we did too, where like the Comic Cons, it's become so commercial now, and like with the guests. It's like you used to meet certain people. Like he was able to meet Robert Englund and Kane Hodder and all these people. He's probably met hundreds of people now, but it seemed like more personable, and it was like $20, and and now it's just $150 just for the signature, another $100 for the, and I'm like, come on, but that's my gripe with it all, But yeah, we've definitely been going for a long time. Now, you said you already have took planes to go to certain Comic Cons?
No, the furthest I went to was for Cleveland for Fan Expo.
Oh,
Okay.
23. I think it was 23.
Is that something you're looking to do and traveling more? Or?
Within driving distance, I'm okay with it. If it's got a guest list that seems reasonable or interesting.
Right. That plays a factor in it.
I would like, just on a convention level, I would like to go to New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Just to experience all of that.
New York City,
It's I mean, the cosplay community and just what they do during that whole weekend is crazy.
It's crazy.
And it is elaborate, and there's a bunch of panels, and I mean, it's after seeing Fan Expo and how that operates. I like Steel City Con, but there's a lot of other things to do at the Fan Expos with whether it be artist drawings or different panels or just, I mean, it's a running. I mean, they got 4 or 5 different rooms, and they're filled all weekend.
Yeah,
It's just a running schedule.
And New York people are probably coming in from everywhere.
Right.
New York, everyone travels to New York. Yep.
I remember back in the day, Ryan, the first con he ever wanted to go to was in Los Angeles. And I was like, "Are you crazy? Like, we're gonna go to Los Angeles."
Because there's nothing around here.
Yeah, it was,
gotcha.
At the time, it wasn't. Yeah, now it's.
I think it was like 2002 or 3.
Yeah.
And Robert Englund and Kane Hodder were both going to be there. It's the two biggest horror icons I wanted to meet. It's like they're both going to be at the same hotel. I think it was like in Burbank, California, or something crazy too. It's like, all right, well, we'll just drive and. Didn't think anything of it at the time, but not realizing that's not just right down the street. That's across the whole other side of the country.
That's commitment. Yeah.
I guess I never put 2 and 2 together. Now they come locally. I already got them so many times now. Like,
Sure. It's funny too. You mentioned getting the outfit made custom through a 3D printer. Right away, I'm thinking I still can't get a regular printer to print out paper right. I will that's why when people mention like 3D printers, I'm like, no, not for me.
I have a ton of respect for anybody that does it.
Yeah,
I really am debating on getting one. There's relatively, they're not crazy expensive. I mean, they're an investment.
They're getting more.
Like $250, $300 you can get a solid one that makes reasonable size ones.
Yeah,
but we have a couple people that I know. That does cosplay that's all that they do is just 3D print stuff.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, between the printing itself and then sanding and sealing and painting and just all
the other stuff in between.
I'm not that creative. I don't have the time for that. I respect it like crazy. But I mean, if I could print stuff, but I don't, the whole aftermath of trying to clean it up and make it look nice afterwards. It's not me.
No, I've never been artsy crafty at all.
That's funny you said it because we were just at a Krampus convention. Well, it was like a one-day thing at Monroeville Mall back in December, and a lot of people that dealers, they were selling stuff. It was all that 3D printed stuff, and they
Yeah.
were trying to make different characters and whatnot. It looks super cool. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
it's just like, wow. Like,
And there's
That's what's-
infinite number of digital files. I mean, anything that you want to make,
Yeah,
somebody's already made a file for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Oh, there's probably like groups and stuff you could
But
find.
like,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
see.
basically, as long as you have the printer and it has the same coding,
Someone
you
has
get
it.
the file. I mean, whether it be nuts and bolts, all the way to
Guns.
like
Yeah.
I don't know, a predator mask,
Yeah.
or a gun, or you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
it's
That'd be
like,
badass.
They're making them, yeah.
anything that you want to make that somebody's made, CAD filed it already and designed it.
Okay.
It's
So
crazy.
you just download it, put the file in, and
So
cut, print.
that's kind of where the inexpensiveness, the advantage of it comes into play, because
Yeah.
you pay like $20 for the file.
Mm-hmm.
It's yours then for however long, and then all you got to pay is for the filament and just to use the printer.
So do
Yeah.
you
You
pay
know,
for each item you want printed, or is it once you pay for that fee or whatever, you can print as many as you want?
I think that it's like buying like a
license.
sewing pattern.
Okay,
you know,
okay,
and, you know what I mean? Like it's just a digital.
Just
digital
okay, so
instructions on for the printer to print it.
to
Yeah.
print
As
up
long as you have
however you want.
filament
Okay.
and
Yeah.
the time and the electricity, you're good.
Right, that's like stitch printing. Like you'd have to get what's called vectorized file, or a file digitized,
Okay.
and that was like once you had that, then they could run it
Yep,
through.
yep.
The problem now that I'm running into, like me personally, is like all these software and plugins. Now they figure out a way. They're not even selling you the product anymore. It's all licenses. So every software, like most of the software I have, monthly fee.
Wow.
Monthly fee.
Wow.
Like you can have, say, like Vegas Pro, but then there's plug-in packs, monthly fee. Recording software, monthly fee.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really becoming tough.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're using the streaming service
I,
business
yeah,
plan.
it's karma too, because I used to get a lot of people downloading programs for me, and now they figured out how to block those
Yep,
too. Like
yep.
it might work for a month, and then
Okay.
it won't work at all. So it's a little bit of karma for sure, but
Sure.
dealing with that's tough, you know. So growing up, were you a comic book person, or
Yeah.
what was your first comic book character?
Oh man, X-Men probably. Honestly,
Okay.
I still remember what it looked like. What was it? It was Spider-Man, but there was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Is that what it?
Yeah.
Between the comic books and then the animated show,
Mm-hmm.
and the animated Batman, Teenage
Okay.
Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yep.
Mighty Mouse, and
Oh, yeah.
and all those the Hanna-Barbera
Mm-hmm.
cartoons. What other comic books?
I know I had
Star Wars
Superman
comic books.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
generic one-off
Yeah.
Star Wars ones.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I would probably about once a month, once every 2 months, we'd go down to Ides, down
Oh
down
yeah.
the strip.
Okay, yeah,
Strip district,
yeah.
We'd go down there, and I'd root through comic books or try to find an action figure, some oddball thing that I thought was going to be worth
Do you collect toys too?
here and there. If I find one that I think is interesting, great. But I'm not. I'm no collect. I mean,
Yeah.
I have them, but I don't collect them. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the time, I was young. It's the same thing with like baseball cards. You think that they're going to be worth
Yeah, millions of dollars.
$7,000 in 10 years.
right.
Yeah.
So
I definitely went through the phase of collecting cards and stuff, and
Yep.
now I wouldn't even. You know.
Yeah, I can.
Now toys though, like Ryan's always collected toys and stuff, and
Okay.
Michael Myers dolls, and
I got like horror films.
if you see this
mainly.
rack right here, if you
Yep.
times it by like 300, it'd be Ryan's collection. You know, but now I'm getting more into I collect Joker toys and stuff.
Okay.
I guess that was segue into my next. Like, has Marvel always been more so your thing, or you have no divide between DC or?
I mean, Marvel's more relevant now. I really like Batman. I've always liked Batman.
Yeah.
I would love to cosplay it, but again, I hate to say that the beard really restricts me, but in my brain it
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
because I want to kind of stay true to it. But I look terrible without a beard, so my wife would kill me.
You better go back to Captain Pittsburgh real quick.
But I do appreciate it. I know the well-known characters.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody says to me, pull a DC character that whatever, or like I could bring up a list of DC characters and I would know 5 of them. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But I do like both of them. The newer Suicide Squad movie
Yes.
Is that the one that it was the second
Margot
one, whatever
Robbie.
whatever the second one was.
They both call them both the Suicide Squad, which is goofy. Like you gotta call it anything else, like Suicide Mission 2, you know, anything.
But I like the second one a lot more than the first one.
Yeah,
I like the character development on those.
I thought the first one was so almost like a sci-fi movie.
It was very strange.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? And I wasn't a fan. And I love the Joker character, and I wasn't big on the character. Nah. I wasn't big on the character. Yeah, I didn't like him at all. And I don't have anything against Jared Leto. I just didn't like his portrayal of it. It just seemed odd, and tattoos on his face and stuff. I just didn't. I'm like, that's not the Joker to me. Right. What about as far as the Wolverine, Deadpool? Are these all your guys, or like you still with Captain America more so?
No, I would definitely do. So I do have a pair of claws at home to do a Wolverine. I was thinking maybe like a Old Man Logan.
Okay.
Something simple, just suit and white shirt and have the claws. Deadpool, I would love. The cosplays are outrageously expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Maybe it's me having a certain expectation. I mean, I'm sure I could get a lesser one, but after my first suit that I had and how uncomfortable it was, I would rather pay a little bit more for a nicer. I mean, this, like I said, this one's it's flexible. I can move. I can stretch. The other ones, they're good. They're nice. They look nice, but it's like linen fabric that is. There's no stretch. Like when you put it on, it's like you're stuffed in a sock and there's no movement.
It's funny you said the word expensive too, and I think that's a good keyword because from the outside looking in, a lot of people don't probably understand everything that goes into cosplaying. They just see people dressed up. Yeah. That's all they see walking past, whether they like it or dislike it or don't care either way.
Right.
But they just see people dressed up.
Yep.
Talk about that. The financial commitment to some of these outfits.
It is. So the first cap suit was from Pro Cosplay. Great site. They're great to work with. Nice suits. They're targeting certain tier level, I guess. But that was the one that was really tight. That was probably $250, $300 for that one. My next cap suit, which was the end game suit. That with these accessories, the belt, the boot gaiters or spats, whatever you want to call them, gloves. That came probably around $650.
Wow.
For that one.
And there's trial and error involved too, probably, right?
So you can go off their small, medium, and large sizes and just like measure yourself and make sure that you fit within those parameters. Or you can, I think it's $20. You can get a custom measurement suit.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I did. It was easier just to do that because like where my shoulders, like my chest versus my waist kind of thing, like the ratios were out of whack. So and I didn't want, again, being that Cap has a certain physique and a certain build. Yeah. I didn't want my shoulders to be big and then it looked like it's just like a square or a rectangle straight down. I wanted at least a little bit of a more realistic look.
Realistic, yeah. It's got to be tough to keep everything, make sure. And now you have to live your life within parameters to keep yourself.
Exactly. But the shields are all over the place. You can get plastic ones that are really nice. They look just like it. They're just light plastic. They're easy to maneuver. The one I have is. I have two. I have that. I have my black and silver one for this suit, and then I have a red, white, and blue one for my cap suit. Okay. But those are again probably $250, $300.
Yeah,
for the metal ones.
So it is a commitment for sure.
Yeah, the helmets are expensive. I mean, this again, it depends on how much you want to spend, and this is a flexible. I mean, it's moldable plastic. It's
now, easy. When you take the mask off, I'm going to blur your face there. I'm going to put the FBI blur.
But I mean, it's the guy that makes them. His name is Jordan. Jordan's Ironic Armory.
Oh, okay.
He
all local?
No, he's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I found out about him through the Captain America cosplay Facebook groups. But he is the top tier. He's the man. If you want a nice helmet, he's the one.
That's your go-to guy. Okay.
And finding Cap helmets are really difficult because once people get them, they don't want to part with them.
Yeah.
So this one, because it was less involved, was I think like $200.
Oh wow.
The full-blown Cap one, just the end game style one, $430.
Wow.
So yeah, it's I'm not embarrassed, but it's just one of those things where it's just like it's a commitment for sure.
Yeah, no, and
It's
that's
definitely
yeah.
And
And it's a passion more so than it's
it is.
you didn't go into none of it worrying about how much money you'll make one day off of it. Like,
no. This in full disclosure, I mean, I love going to Comic Cons and I love that, but I mean, everything that I'm doing is strictly volunteer work.
Yeah. Okay.
I try to do a little bit of paid gigs here and there. Wasn't for me. It's I don't know, the expectations were. It's just not what I wanted. It wasn't.
Right.
It just wasn't what I like to. I don't want to say be my own person, but I'll follow an organization's rules and requirements. But when it's volunteer work, if I'm getting too hot and I need a break, I can say, hey, I need to go sit out and get a bottle of water or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but the volunteer end of it is just it's whether it's with the Epilepsy Foundation or at Three Rivers Comic Con whenever we're trying to promote ourselves or. Yeah, it means a lot more doing the volunteer work and then seeing people surprises because they don't expect to see us at events.
Yeah, and you said you're part of a whole group, right?
So this was again we're in 25, so this was really late 23. I branched off. So I was with the Pittsburgh Avengers. I'll make a long story short. I was looking to go in a different direction.
Okay.
So I branched off and. My friend Josh, who does Thor, and he's also Pittsburgh. He also actually has a black and gold Pittsburgh Thor suit.
I've seen the pictures through them.
So him and I teamed up, and we started our own group just called Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause, with the intent of having less theme restrictions. So I the groups, whether it be the Steel City Ghostbusters or the Star Wars, the 501st, or Pittsburgh Justice League, or even the Pittsburgh Avengers, they all fit a certain theme.
Okay.
And whoever wanted to join it or be a part of it, you had to fit that. You had to fit that theme.
Okay.
There was no wiggle room, and nobody really collaborated together. And I saw an opportunity, myself included, that was just like, hey, I would like there to be something that has less restrictions.
Yeah.
To be able to. I mean, and in all honesty, people at events don't care. If I'm with Darth Vader and a Ghostbuster, right? They just see characters
they're happy
that they
to see you in the costume, right?
They love the characters. So, so for me, starting Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause was a way to get local cosplayers that felt that they didn't fit a certain mold. If they want to do an anime character, great. If they want to be there just as a photographer, if they want to be there for support, whatever it is, we're open to it. We do have some rules to follow, this, that, and the other. But for the most part, as long as it's a recognizable character and it's family friendly, somebody looks at you, it doesn't have to be expensive. We just got done talking about expense. Cosplay doesn't need to be expensive. Right. It doesn't need to be elaborate.
Yeah,
it doesn't need. If somebody recognizes the character, you've done your job. Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't need to be bonkers. The Cosplay for a Cause is something that I'm still running with Josh, and we have 43 members now.
These are all members that are just ready to do cosplay.
Yep.
And that would include photographers and stuff too? You mean 43 available people to do?
Is this 43 characters?
43 individuals in the
cause.
That cosplay. Okay. So like the St. Patrick's Day parade, whenever we were in that. I'm okay with having multiple characters. So if there's 2 Captain Americas, 2 Batmans, whatever, that's a big enough event. And it
because not every kid or whatever's going to see both. Right, they're going to see one and be focused on that one, and then another kid on the other side is going to be focused on the other one.
Exactly.
Right.
More events if we have something where it's more one-on-one, or we only have 5 or 6 people going there. We'll probably try to keep it to just one character per person, so that there's no confusion that way.
Yeah.
But we have 43 people in the group. We have at least one event a month. I have done a lot of work to basically just cold email and reach out to organizations in the Pittsburgh area.
If someone wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
So it's Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause, PGH Cosplay for a Cause on Instagram.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause at gmail.com is our email. That's all spelled out. But that's why we don't have a website yet. We haven't gotten to that point. We want to start getting merch. We were lucky enough to build a really good relationship with the Steel City Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Dave, who runs that, hooked me up with their graphic designers, and they came up with a really nice logo.
Nice.
So we're hoping to get. We have some stickers made, but I want to get magnets or whatever, or patches or something to be able to sell.
Right, at different events and stuff.
For fundraising.
Okay.
So whatever it is, I don't know, maybe charge $15 for a patch or something. And
do you have like one charity that you're fundraising for, or is it just whatever the good cause is maybe at that particular time?
I hate to follow the Ghostbusters. I mean, again, a lot of what I'm doing is what's the saying for imitation is the
flattery,
sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of riding everybody else's coattails just to kind of get my bearings to figure out what we want. I would like Ghostbusters supports Toys for Tots.
Okay.
Or Stuff-A-Bus and everything. Who can say no to presents for kids?
Right.
So it's a good kind of catch-all to donate to that. We are really involved with the Epilepsy Association of Pennsylvania, and my brother has epilepsy, so I wouldn't mind putting resources towards that.
Yeah, it's always good to find a charity that you connect with.
Yeah.
Most people, that's when they do connect with a charity, it's over something personal to them, near and dear, you know.
But I don't mind. I mean, I wouldn't mind just doing some sort of fun. Maybe, I don't know, 3 fundraisers a year or something. Yeah. Or at least merch pushes.
Have you ever looked into like local sponsorships or anything like that? I'm sure there's plenty of people that would get involved. If you just, probably just could put some sort of email together.
Okay.
You know?
I don't, honestly, I don't know what I don't know.
Right.
So
Ryan Melissa showed me that you were on the news and stuff.
Yeah, you were on the news.
So you're getting exposure.
Right. I mean, and that's great. I mean, we started with probably maybe 5 events.
Okay.
And now we have one. I mean, we're over. So we started it in probably October of 23. So a year and a half. And we have this calendar year, we have at least 1 event a month.
Oh, okay.
Which, in my world, phenomenal. I mean,
that's
June,
good.
We probably have 4 events in June and 4 in October. October is going to get bonkers with Halloween and costume parties and stuff like that.
Well, if you need a guy for Michael Myers, I know a guy.
But no, it's been a lot of work. I am constantly reaching out to local organizations or charities or radio stations or whatever. Just trying to be there for something, to be there to support. If we can promote their initiative, even better.
I feel like what you guys do, like showing up anywhere, is gonna gain attention right away, and it's a good cause. The meaning behind it is good as well. So it's like, for people to attach their business to yours is like a no-brainer. You know? So.
Yeah, definitely, especially like local comic book shops, stuff like that. They probably love to get part of that.
So we do. We have a good working relationship with New Dimension Comics.
Okay.
So they run.
They used to run a comic book con, like.
They do 3 Rivers Comic Con.
Okay, 3 Rivers. That's their show.
Yep,
okay.
Yep. So I know John Engel from New Dimension, and every year we do free comic book day. So we go.
Yes,
we go to the waterfront.
I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
Okay. We go to the waterfront and we go to Homestead, to those 2 store locations, in costume, and we're just there all day supporting it. We're handing out comics. Somewhere along the way, I'd love to get involved with New Dimensions.
Potentially having your
go
own
somewhere and hand comic books out to kids or to children's. I would love to get into Children's Hospital.
Yeah. Another
would
idea would be contacting local artists and coming up with your own.
Well, that'd be awesome.
I mean, it's not as crazy to get into as you'd think.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something that's not. It's very attainable to do.
Okay.
You know, especially like you look into like small run prints. 250 books.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. See, like my mind's always like on but that's another place where like maybe a local sponsor comes in and they get their ad in the book for funding.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how my mind works.
Yeah,
I can't help
we'll
myself.
keep in contact.
Yeah, we will. I just can't help myself.
So we're talking about the comic book stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, if you do with like New Dimension, they run that Comic-Con and stuff like that. Do you know who Steelman is?
So
he had like a local. No. Okay, it's like a local movie.
Oh no!
The Pittsburgh Steelman. He has like an all silver outfit and he has like some cool car and stuff like that.
Is it the welder guy?
I think so. Yeah.
So I know the character from Steeler Games and other. So there is a guy that's wearing like an all silver foil type coat with a helmet.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that's who Steelman is.
No, I think he's the guy that put a movie on and stuff.
Yeah, put like a local movie out.
I think he has a car. Didn't you say something about a car?
Yeah, it's the Steelmobile.
It's interesting that you don't know because I just heard about him recently as well.
Okay.
So.
No, I mean, there's a ton of like Steeler.
I don't. Is he Steelers guy or
No, I think he's just Steel
his
Man.
own character?
Okay.
Okay. Not
There's some
stealing
movie that
McBean.
was,
Yeah.
It was made, I guess, just like 2-3 years ago, maybe a couple years later
No,
than
I don't
that.
know
I'm not
anything
sure,
about
but I used to see him at different like Comic Cons like all the time. He always be like
Okay.
walking around. And he has like a suit on and stuff like that, and he used to have this car there. And geez,
And put a movie out.
And he put a local movie
It
out.
might be on Prime or somewhere like that.
Okay.
Prime,
I'll look it up.
Tubi, something.
I'll look it
Yeah,
up.
we'll have to find the link and shoot it over to
But
you.
yeah, well,
See what that guy's deal is. Yeah.
mhm.
As far as networking, is there any like groups in Cleveland, Detroit, that you're dealing with, or not yet?
No, I mean, I have some friends in Philly that just know about the group. It's just a couple in DC. As far as actual organizations that know about us, no.
Okay.
I know that there are a ton of other. So if you just search cosplay for a cause, like there's branches in Florida that have that's their own. That's their own group, and they're a legitimate 501c3 charity. There's another one in New York.
Yeah.
So I tried to separate it a little bit by having Pittsburgh in the front. So I don't want to get in trouble for the name, but it is a pretty generic.
Well, I think when it's charity, you want it to be specific so people understand.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought about. It took me a long time to figure out what to call it. Just trying to get the point across, and I did think about just calling it Pittsburgh Cause-Play.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cause.
But
that's good.
But it was one of those things. I don't want to confuse people. I mean, if people don't know what cosplay is to begin with.
Yeah.
I didn't want. So I figured I'd just keep it simple and just Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause.
Nice. As far as social media goes, is there like a group page? You have all this stuff set up?
So that's
it's all on.
That's there. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I have my own just bearded hero Jim.
Oh, okay.
That's mine for this. This is my regular Captain America. I do some workout videos trying to emulate Captain America through barbells, and I've done some Star Wars, what I call bounding. So it's not really it's not cosplay, so to speak, but it's at least an outfit that would be in the Star Wars world.
Okay. What is your favorite world outside of Marvel? What's your favorite kind of movies?
Oh man, people laugh at this one, but I really do love the movie I Love You, Man.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah,
it's
Paul Rudd and
Jason Segel.
Yeah.
It's a cheesy, just like feel good.
It is.
I don't know. There's something about it that just it's. I guess I like almost. I don't want to say real movies, but just something that's like a real grounded.
Yeah.
Down to earth. Like I like superhero stuff, but I'll watch an animated movie with stick figures if the movie and the dialogue is good. You know what I mean?
As long as the story is good, that's all it counts.
Exactly,
it doesn't matter anything else.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Batman that ever played? Like the actor that played Batman. This is a big debate with people.
This is.
It really is.
You're gonna hate mail right away after this.
I will admit and say that I can't say that I can nail one specifically. I love Ben Affleck from the physical side. Yeah. He fits what I view as Batman.
He likes him,
He's a great Bruce Wayne. I like him in Justice League.
Yeah.
And Batman and Superman.
He just looks like he'd
correct. He has that look and build and the temperament. Him as Batman is a little rough. I do really like Bale. With the 3 movies, it's hard to deny that he's not bad by any means. Just a different style. Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the second movie before I make a judgment.
It looks great.
It's too slow.
That's
it's slow. But the Penguin series that they made from that was excellent.
Okay, I didn't
was that Colin Farrell or whatever played it?
Yeah.
That I think it's like a 6-part episode. That thing was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
It's now these movies like DC and Marvel, these characters are so commercialized too as well.
Yep.
You got everyone doing their own little world. Like they never interlock with each other. Or always,
it's all its own universe and stuff. And
Margot Robbie wasn't Harley Quinn in the Joker.
Right. I don't like narrowing it down to one, but I would say the one actor that I probably see the most in my mind, just because I grew up with him, was Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Batman
And rest in
Forever.
peace to Val Kilmer.
Rest in
who
peace,
just
Val
passed.
Kilmer.
Uh,
Batman Forever.
just-
Thank you.
just because that's what I mean, I had Keaton Batman, but what I grew up with was Batman Forever.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what
same
landed.
with
That's
us.
what landed. And like the Riddler is always going to
Yes.
be Jim Carrey.
Phenomenal.
In my brain, it's always going to be
Yeah,
that.
he
So
just did
it's-
such a fantastic
yes.
job with that
Yep.
character. Like,
And Tommy Lee Jones with Two-Face.
He was good
Like,
too.
just
It was
across
good.
the board, the movie was campy. It
It
was over
was.
the top, but it was.
I think
it was
because we
entertaining.
all watched it when we were younger that we liked it.
Yep,
Maybe if
exactly.
we watched it as an adult, we're like, what the hell is this?
I watched it like maybe a month ago because they did like the anniversary. They released new action figures of
Okay.
Batman,
Okay.
you know, the Riddler, Robin, Two-Face. So I'm going to watch Batman Forever and see in a while. I still like it though from a kid though because I love Jim Carrey, like the Riddler,
Yep.
you know, and Two-Face is great in it.
And
You know,
that-
Chris O'Donnell as Robin.
Yeah,
The
he was
whole-
great.
The
Yeah.
whole aesthetic of the movie, like just Gotham, that
Hmm
that weird, like mid-century modern noir look
Yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just
That movie was like almost like futuristic.
that, it, was,
Yeah.
it was like a
Gotham.
retro future.
Yeah, it was bizarre, and that was the first one that they had to get rid of Tim Burton on.
Yeah,
That's
You
the
know.
whole Batman Returns. They had to McDonald's had to cancel out their promotion for Batman Returns. Their kids were scared of it, but I like Batman Returns. It's like Tim Burton, Michael Keaton,
exactly.
Batman. It's a horror film and it's a Christmas film.
Chris-
You get
Yeah.
everything wrapped in one. What's not to like?
Christian Bale to me was like. Now I liked the series they did with Christopher Nolan. I saw the movie American Psycho before I
Oh,
saw
yeah, oh,
Batman.
yeah, oh,
Him
yeah.
as Batman, and to me he just reminds me so much of Psycho.
Yep.
You know, as
Yep.
Bruce Wayne. You know, but other than that, he's really good. And
Yep.
Heath Ledger is my favorite
Yeah,
Joker. And,
Yeah,
you know,
agreed.
Yeah. So, what about horror movies? You into them at all, or
I'll watch them. They're not.
not? Nothing.
I struggle with. So I can suspend disbelief for superheroes, but for some reason, I really lose that with horror movies.
That's where you draw the line.
and part of it is, so my day job, I do heating and air conditioning.
Oh, okay.
So and the thing that the movie that was what did it for me was the Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
So when that came out, we saw it in theaters, and we were watching it. And throughout the movie, you see, these are things I noticed.
Yeah.
You see the boiler system and the radiators in the background, and I'm just like, and it just you make a mental note of these different set designs. And then somewhere along the way, they went in the basement, and it was brand new round sheet metal duct for a forced air system.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, there's no way that this house is gonna have both. And
I see.
And it just the atmosphere. I just struggled to take horror movies seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. No offense, Ron.
I get it all the time.
But I will say I do enjoy the psychological thriller of the Saw movies.
Yeah.
I don't like the gore. I don't need all of that. But the
first ones,
what
especially.
they're trying to do.
Mhm.
Not that Jigsaw's right by any means, but just
Right,
what
right.
the message he's trying to implement.
So
Try to correct your mistakes, or do
Yeah.
you want to do something better with yourself, or you can save yourself by doing X, Y, and Z, but you have to
You
sacrifice.
just cut your eyes out to do something.
It's a weird, it's a neat oxymoron.
Yeah.
If you want to do
yeah.
this, you got to do that.
Sacrifice
So
something.
I appreciate the
yeah.
psychological end of it because that actually has lasted with me.
I think the first one was like one of the most original horror type movies
Yeah.
we've ever seen in a long time. And then
I remember watching the first one. He's laying in the middle of them. And I kept saying, "That's him right there." No, he's dead. He's dead. I go, you never saw him get killed. What do you
Yep.
mean? No,
Yep.
he's behind the window. I said, "That's him laying right there. I'm telling you, that's him." No, you don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. And then yeah, when he stood up, I'm like,
So,
I knew it.
yep,
I knew it was him.
yep.
I told you.
Hiding in plain sight.
yeah, yeah,
Oh man, was that creepy when he did stand up? I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wow, it really was him.
Yep.
Like,
right. Who's some of your favorite actors?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
My mind just went
it's all good.
blank.
Got it.
We'll go with Paul
that
Rudd.
sounds. No, I mean, there's more. I know that there's more, but it's just one of those things where it just. I guess I don't really base anything off of actors as much
Yeah.
as I do.
There's
of-
no
of
one
the-
movie you'd go see just 'cause specifically someone's in it.
Probably not.
I think now it's getting
I hate to say that, but it would have to be the theme or just what the movie is.
even like Jim Carrey used to be someone like if he's in it,
Yeah,
have
it
to go
was
see
good,
it. But
yeah.
now
Yeah,
he's burned that bridge.
I've really never been that way. It's been more of what the movie itself is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like, people love Will Ferrell.
Mhm.
I like him in Elf.
Yeah.
I can't stand Step Brothers. Like just that
yeah.
his comedy is just he's one of those people that if he's in a movie, it's like, okay, great, but it's not.
I have that same feeling as you with Seth Rogen. I could agree. I can't stand him. Like, I hate him. I don't know what it is. He's always the same person in a different form.
Yeah.
Similar to Will Ferrell. You know,
right.
They're always the same person.
Right.
Nothing changes except for their name in the movie.
Exactly.
And people buy into the hype of them, and he doesn't do it for me. You know.
Sure.
What I mean? Yeah, I can go into a tangent. All the people I can't stand.
No, it's more of a theme. It's more of a what the movie is, or if it is an adaptation of something. So a good example of that would have been, I read a book. I don't know how you say his last name, but the author it's Ken Follett or Follett, Follett.
Okay.
He wrote a book or a novel series called The Pillars of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The book is fantastic. It's medieval England, but I like his writing and his style because it's just really good stories, and it's not some weird mystery. It's not an Earth is ending and Jack Sharp needs to go save the day kind of thing. It's just a well thought out, well done story.
Mm-hmm.
But Showtime made an 8-part series of it.
Huh?
This was probably 2000, 2004. I mean, it was early. And they did a really good job. So each episode was an hour and a half. So they were able to take the book instead of condensing it into a 2.5-hour movie. They now had 8 to 10 hours to tell the story. So for me, I look for, I guess, more content. Or whatever.
That's kind of like how they did Cobra Kai instead of make a different Karate Kid movie.
Yeah.
And you stretched out 6 or 7 seasons, and it was almost better than if it would have been just one movie or 2 movies.
Yep, everything's fleshed out. You have a lot more character development.
That's like I was saying about the Penguin TV show. It was so much better. It was 8-part or 6-part series. If it would have been a movie, you couldn't have put all that stuff in it that you did with it.
Right. They don't have the time.
That's why I think that those series are actually getting better than movies now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. They are.
I mean, you can't do it all in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Even The Mandalorian. I mean, how well done that is.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, how you get hooked in it, and it's a space western.
Whoever thought of Baby Yoda is brilliant, because that thing sold millions of everything: Funko Pops, toys, dolls, you name it.
I liked American Horror Story. I don't know if you ever watched it, but
a little bit.
What they did was they had the coolest idea ever. It was every season it's primarily the same cast, but they switch who they are. And so it's not the same person. They become totally different people, and you'll see some of the actors actually become totally different personalities and show their range. You know, it's a really cool concept I don't think I've ever seen before with the same primary cast.
So it's like genres,
every season is a whole different tale. You know, and
interesting.
Yeah, it's really
it's
cool.
Almost like the old serials.
Yeah,
of just. They want to tell a story, but this time it's the same actors.
Keeping the same cast, most of them. Yeah, it's
neat.
really cool.
That is neat.
And then Sons of Anarchy, like that to me, people kept telling me, you got to see this show. And I actually had a T-shirt that had like a skull on it and said Sons of Anarchy like on the side.
Okay.
I would go out and people were like, yo, Sons of Anarchy. And I'm like, I didn't even know what they were talking about. And finally, when I did understand, people were saying to me, like, you got to see this show. And I'm like, I don't care about guys on motorcycles. Like, it's not my thing, you know? Like, and then when I finally did watch it, it was just the greatest. Yeah, like the great. I binge watched the whole thing. Like, yeah, that was really cool. How do you take in your media now? Do you watch DVDs, streaming?
Convenience streaming. I'll admit that we do have a DVD player. I still have my binder full of 4-page or whatever 4-disc pages. A lot of it has been uploaded to a digital library, whether it's like Vudu or whatever. So convenience is mainly streaming, but I do have a lot of the stuff. I do have DVD backups.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the dude that we had here the other day, he does not watch streaming platforms at all. Which now, I know people that are like selling all their DVDs now, and I'm like, I can't. Like, I have too many of them.
It's like Target doesn't even sell DVDs anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
You go to Target, you cannot buy a DVD.
Wow.
They have like a little selection, like on some end cap.
Huh.
I
can't even tell you the last time I was at Target. It sounds terrible.
No, me neither.
I try to avoid it, though.
Yeah, me too.
At least the ones locally, it's too much.
Yeah, for sure. So one more time, let people know how to contact you and if they're interested in, you know, having
Sure.
you come out to a gig or whatever?
Sure. Yeah. My Instagram is Bearded Hero Jim. The group Instagram is Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause. And then email is Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause at Gmail. We're on Facebook too. Pittsburgh Cosplay for a Cause.
Yeah.
But yeah, reach out. Happy to chat.
Yeah.
Organize something. If anybody's involved in cosplay and wants to get out and about and do good in your community, and
How was it like the first time you, not even maybe necessarily doing the outfit you have on now, but the first time you're like, okay, I'm doing this today. I'm putting on the outfit and going to an event. What was that like?
oh man, that was in Austin, in Texas, for the charity event.
Did you go there so that no one here could recognize you?
No, that was just a really good opportunity. So I'll give them a plug too, because it's a worthwhile thing. So that's with the Chive.
The Chive, I heard of that. What is that?
It's mainly a website that just has
website.
It's got a bunch of funny galleries and what is it? A daily morning awesomeness is one gallery, and then every day they have a daily afternoon randomness. But they started, because of the following that they got, they started Chive Charities.
Okay.
So they're the ones that do the veterans or support veterans and children with rare medical diseases. They do a ton of good work. I mean, they fundraise to get wheelchair accessible vans. They built a ton of cabins for veterans with PTSD that is all in a veteran retreat center. So they do a ton of good work. But that was a Chive Charities gala in Austin. But I remember I was with my buddy Nick, and he knew that I was going to be suiting up. So he just went with just a tux, not a tux, but like a black bow tie and just a suit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my heart was racing. I believe it or not, I'm actually not somebody that not that I'm an introvert, but I don't like putting myself out there.
This is how you.
I guess this is
cope with all
I don't like
that.
drawing my attention to myself.
Yeah.
Ironically enough.
Yeah.
But the first time I did it, I was nervous. I was sweating. My heart was racing. I remember walking around the hotel room, like pacing back and forth, and Nick was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to do with this.
I thought you loved this stuff.
I put it on, and we got it. It was just funny. We got in the elevator to go down to go. We were 1 block away from the venue, so we just walked over. And on the way down, the elevator stopped, and a family got on. And the mom just looked to us like, "Where are you guys going? Like, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
It's just like, "Oh, don't know. We're going to a charity event." And then we got over there. It was funny because we got over there. Everybody in line was all in their costumes, whatever it was.
So you felt more comfortable.
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah, for sure. But it was nerve-wracking. It was exhilarating. It was exciting. And then, like I said, once you see the kids, they light up.
Yeah.
And everything. And I mean, they're the real superheroes, in all honesty. You see
Yes.
what they go through. You hear their stories.
Yes.
If I can do anything to support them,
Yeah.
I'll do what I can to the best of my ability.
Yeah, and just making people smile and
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. So
For sure. I always thought about what that must be like to, be the superhero in their eyes. I know a girl that she dresses up as a princess. And
Okay.
she's part of like some sort of group or agency maybe.
Okay.
But that's what they do.
Okay.
So if they want Snow White or whoever
Sure,
the character,
sure.
Cinderella,
Yeah.
she does that stuff.
Okay, okay.
And I always see her pictures, and it's the same thing. It's like you could see
Yeah.
what she does.
Yeah. Like I've done the Eaton Park cookie before, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, I've done the Grinch for Children's Hospital
there you
for Eaton Park's Caring for Kids program
Oh, yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Okay. That's
And it's
cool.
funny because like the kids come up and they're like, "Yeah, they're the Grinch." I go like, "Boo!" And they're
Yeah. That's the
all
one fun
excited.
thing to do with the shield. I'll have it on my back most of the time, and people don't realize that I can take it off as easily as I do. So if a kid's coming up or whoever, I'll take it off. You want to hold the shield? And they light up. They're like, "Yeah, that's great."
nice.
So any way that I can bring smiles to people's faces, or just lighten the mood, or just make an impact.
Yeah, for sure. It's good. It's good. You never had to kick no one's ass in the outfit, right? There.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But he is training. You said how often? Yeah. Yeah. We both want to thank you for your time coming here today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll try to get all your social media stuff on the details.
good.
And anything else you have to say before we sign out, or?
I'd like to get you guys back on the show, you and your partner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
in the
Oh yeah,
future.
we're open platform.
Yeah.
So if you know anyone,
Gotcha.
we'll try to bring them through.
Sure.
Yeah, you said your friend dressed as Thor.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, we'll try to book something to bring you guys back on.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Soon.
Yeah, he'd love it.
Okay, great.
Cool, yeah, and now you know where we are and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Easy peasy.
you said you won't be at Still CityCon this weekend.
I will not be this weekend.
Too bad.
Well, I haven't. If I do go, it would be Sunday. If I do.
Okay. Good. We got
Well, we'll be there Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got business cards made too, so we're gonna be passing them out to everyone. So hopefully get some more exposure for the podcast. And
Yeah. I actually thought about trying to start something with Josh.
Yeah.
Just honestly to talk about our experiences. Not that we have a ton to say, but maybe just give an insight as to, first off, what it's like running a group, like a volunteer group like that and stuff. So it's still in the works, but I thought about trying to get involved in that and interview different cosplayers and stuff like that. So maybe it's something we can collaborate on more often.
For sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now, you already knew Ryan before this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we know each other for several years now.
For a while.
But yeah, if you get anyone else, we can all do a collaboration show or something. Sit down and talk about it.
Awesome.
That'd be kind of fun to do.
For sure.
All right, guys. Well, once again, we have Captain Pittsburgh here. If you notice, me and Ryan were dressed in our Pittsburgh attire. This was in honor of him being here.
Go Pens.
So yeah, I was
Go
like, we
Captain
have to.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So we're happy to have him here, and this is Mass Culture Podcast, episode 11.
11.
So we are signing out.
Bye-bye now.
See you later.